Why did Bitcoin crash yesterday? Here's the number one reason. Guys, we're going to talk about the stock market reaching an all-time high, how this affects crypto. We're going to talk about the number one reason that Bitcoin crashed yesterday. You might not expect this, seriously. Do we go up or do we go down from here? That's what we all want to know, right? Are we going to keep crashing or are we going to go back up? And we're going to talk about which altcoin should you buy right now. Welcome to the Kale Show. I'm definitely going to break a whiteboard at some point. I've actually got a banger of a show plan for you. I've got some stuff that you wouldn't expect, some news that you wouldn't expect, some charts that you wouldn't expect, and some crazy stuff to show you kind of what's happening right now and how you should play this market, because I know it got a little bit scary yesterday. So if you're excited about this video, do me one favor, guys. I know I ask every single day. Please, 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 if you hear the sound of my voice right now, will you smash the like button for me so that more people can see this, because it really helps get the word out there, and I've got a banger show plan for you. So before we get started, I have a huge announcement, guys. I have an absolutely massive announcement about our project, about our NFT project. So pay attention really, really quickly, okay? You guys know I've been hinting at this for a long time. Let me move my face over here. That we are dropping a token for our NFT project. This token is going to have a ton of value within our community. It's going to be the coolest thing that we've done so far with the project. So the 2+2 token, it's going to be called Pencil. Okay, I don't even own a pencil. I was going to bring a bunch of pencils. Imagine this is a pencil, okay? On December 31st, New Year's Eve, if you own the two NFTs that have dropped so far for the 2+2 project, 2+2 Genesis and 2+2 Gen 2, you will receive tokens. You will receive pencils in it's just an airdrop, just like the SOS airdrop that you guys may have seen on Twitter all the time. Okay, so basically you're just going to go to a page and you're going to claim your tokens. There is going to be a small gas fee, but you're going to be able to claim these tokens and they're going to have extreme value in our community. So if you want more details about this drop, I'm really, really excited for it. Again, this happens in 3 days. Go to my Twitter. It's pinned at the very top of my Twitter. Okay, as you can see here, right? See how it's pinned? Go to the top and click on this link. There is a one-page link that has all of the stuff you need. First of all, it tells you why should you care about this project, what is good about it, and then it talks about where are the links to actually get the two NFTs that you need to get the token before this happens on New Year's Eve. This is going to be absolutely massive and huge, and I want to really, really stress that this is a big moment in this project, and it's gonna provide a lot of value for later on as we go through this journey. So make sure you check out the tweet. Follow me on Instagram, guys. I got a ton of cool stuff happening over there, and I want to stop the scammers, so we got to kind of build this page up. We only have 3,700 followers. We have 126,000 of you watching this on YouTube. So if all of you could just click the link below and check out the 2+2 Genesis and follow me on Instagram, that would really help. And that's all I got. All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this crazy stuff that just happened, guys. I want to talk about the fact that Bitcoin just dumped yesterday, but also the fact that I feel pretty good, okay? And this is why. This is why it's really, really important to pay attention to a variety of factors in crypto, okay? The first one is that the stock market is at an all-time high right now. And more than that, there's some news that I think is kind of slipping under the radar here. So let's start off with this, okay? Because when the stock market goes up, Bitcoin usually goes up, right? So the Santa Claus rally is off to the best start in 20 years. Oh. Well, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. Here's what history says about the stock market's performance when the rally starts this well. This was so interesting. So check this out. So what happens with a Santa Claus rally? So a Santa Claus rally is after Christmas, the last few days before the new year, the stock market usually goes crazy, right? And so people call it a Santa Claus rally. However, there was some interesting data here, okay? He said in the 8 occasions since 1929, when the index has gained at least 1% to start that 7-day trading session near the end of the year, the Santa Claus rally has produced a gain of 100% of the time with an average gain of 3.3%. So we are we are 8 for 8 since 1929 when the first few days are positive, that the rest of the year ends up positive. So what does this mean? That is such a cool data point, right? That means that the stock market is probably going to keep going up. And if the stock market keeps going up, I think that this dip that we're having in Bitcoin right now is honestly just a present. It's honestly a gift from Santa Claus himself for those of you guys who weren't able to buy some of these coins that I'm going to talk about here at the end. I think that this is honestly a gift to load up on these before the end of the year, because the stock market is going to eventually pull Bitcoin up with it, okay? Here's another one. The stock market outlook. We're going to get an explosion to the upside in January, a strategist says. So a lot of people are saying that January is going to be extremely bullish for stocks. And I kind of can see that happening too, right? People are kind of reorganizing their books right now, but when January starts, they got to get all their positions on. They got to buy their Bitcoin, they got to buy their Ethereum, they got to even buy their altcoins, right? And so I could see January being a massive month. And then after that, we'll figure it out from there, right? That's what we got to come back every day and watch the data as it comes in. But let's go to the next one here, because this is really interesting too, because I've seen this. Just here, let me just read this tweet. It says, the herd is exhausted. They got into crypto thinking to make fast and easy money. Most have sold at a loss, few break even after 1 year of sideways action. They'll miss the 2022 bull run and FOMO back in at peak once again. Okay, so I'm not convinced, we're going to have a parabolic run in 2022. I don't know about that yet. But what I do know is that the numbers are all down, right? Like not just my YouTube channel, every single YouTube channel is down a little bit. I mean, we're still getting like 23K views a day, which is, I know I'm extremely blessed and I'm not complaining whatsoever, but I am saying that when we were in the peak of the bull run, right, we were getting, 72K views. So the interest from the retail is down a little bit because people are a little bit frustrated with this action. And I totally understand that. Like, we'll talk about this chart in a second, but I totally understand being frustrated with the Bitcoin price right now, right? Like, is it ever going to go up? Like, what the hell is happening, right? And so what this guy is saying, that's typically what happens, is that the Bitcoin price frustrates the retail crowd out. The whales get their positions and then they go up, and then the retail ends up buying too late, right? So I could honestly see that happening too. So all of these factors mostly just combined with the fact that the stock market looks extremely strong and probably isn't going to be going down anytime soon, or at least in the next few weeks, makes me feel like this dump with Bitcoin is very temporary. So let's just talk about the dump specifically. So yesterday, what happened? If you show the 1 day chart on Bitcoin, obviously it still looks kind of annoying, right? Like, we were up at all-time highs here, we came down here, and now we went back up. And again, guys, I was talking to you about the dead cat bounce. I'm a little bit worried about a dead cat bounce, right? And a dead cat bounce would mean that we do this basically motion, then we go back down. However, we didn't really reach our target of $53,000. Like you guys saw on the channel yesterday, I was saying $53,000 is kind of the line in the sand to watch. I've been talking about that for a long time, right? We didn't really reach that. And this dump yesterday seemed to kind of come out of nowhere. If you just look at the 1 hour chart, like, we went up here to about $52,000, okay? So we missed our, let me get rid of some of these lines. So this was about $52,000, and it's kind of frustrating because I almost sold yesterday a little bit of stuff right here because I thought, this is a pretty good time to sell, but I didn't do it. It was pretty stupid. And here we go. Look, we went all the way back down. We even touched, what did we touch? 48,400 right at one point. So we had a nice little shakeout of like almost a $4,000 shakeout there. And people are wondering, like, what's happening? What is causing this? Oh, how does this stuff happen? It's crazy. Well, here, I'm going to show you exactly what caused it in a second, but here's the updated chart from Pentoshi, okay? Because you guys know I don't like to draw my own charts. I like to take them from people that are smarter than me. I think this is a much better strategy, and I think it's one that you should follow as well, but that's up to you. But basically, he kind of redrew this and showed and simplified it, right? He said, here's the bull defense, which is about $48,900. He says, if the bulls can hold this green line right here, about $49,000, then we're fine, right? We can head back up and still fight for this territory. He says that the bears are willing to concede this territory, so anywhere between $50,000 and $53,000, and then above $53,000 is contested, right? That's where the fight will happen. So in my mind, right, it's not that complicated, right? This dump was kind of weird, kind of out of nowhere. I'll show you why in 2 seconds here. I promise. But the fact that the stock market is way up and this dump was kind of just out of nowhere, right, makes me think that this could be pretty short-lived, right? That at least on the 1 hourly chart, or at least in the next week or so, that we could easily come back up here and test in this 50K range here, somewhere in here, just to see what is going to happen from there, okay? So I'm not giving you an exact formula because I don't have it. I don't have a crystal ball, but I do think this dump was a little bit premature, and I don't think it's the dump, if that makes any sense, okay? So what caused this? What caused this? Two things. First and foremost, the number one reason, I know I promised you guys the number one reason, I've been warning you guys about this for weeks, so it shouldn't come as a surprise. The leverage ratio is extremely high. The leverage in this market is higher than it was back in May before we had that massive dump. And so people wonder, how does the price go? There was no bad news. Elon didn't tweet. The Evergrande didn't default. I actually made a joke about this on Twitter. Like, if you just go to my Twitter, I was joking last night. Let me show you, because everyone's always looking for bad news, right? They're like, what happened? So I said, did Jerome Powell have a late night press conference last night? And then I had a bunch more. Like, did Evergrande default again? Like, did we find another variant? Like, what is the cause? Did China ban Bitcoin again? Like, people are looking for a reason, but to be honest, guys, there probably wasn't a reason. The only reason is that it was late at night. There wasn't a lot of liquidity in the market, and the leverage is just so high. The leverage is so high compared to even when it was in May when we had this massive massive dump, that it's pretty simple for people to get liquidated and come down here this fast. So if you look at the 1 hour chart, that's when you get crazy wicks like this. So you get crazy little candles like this because, I mean, let me make this bigger. Like look at how violent that was, because there's so much leverage in the system. So this can work to the downside, right? That this wrecks us on the way down, but this can also work to the upside. And so I could see this squeezing back upwards here in the next few weeks as long as the stock market stays positive, right? And then the other reason is the whales, right? The whales are manipulating this market. They always have been. Let me move my face. And so what I think is really interesting here, and this is I need you to smash the like button if you like this logic, because I just thought of this morning, and I think that this is probably what actually happened, okay? So the first time that we dumped, we had these whales waiting here. You see this yellow? That's the whales waiting to buy all the Bitcoin, okay? So where did they place their bids before? They placed their bids at $40,000, right? Now, what happened the first time? Remember the first time we like really had a crash in Bitcoin? What happened? Okay, I'll show you. Look, we crashed down here. You see this? You see this candle? Where did this crash go to? We crashed all the way from up here straight down here to this giant wick right here. What was this level? Well, this was $43,000, $42,300, $42,000 all right here. $42,300, okay? So I thought this was very interesting, right? Because the whales clearly were ready to scoop up the coins around $40,000, right? Like you can see that on the chart, that they're ready to go. However, they were front run, right? Someone bought Bitcoin before it could get to the whales. Maybe it was just the whales doing it themselves, right? So that I thought was so interesting. And so it got front run by about $2,300, okay? Now this time we had a little dump. Let me go to the 1 hour chart so I can show you. This time we had a nice little dump, and where did we end up going to? We ended up going to right here. I hope you guys can see this. Sorry, I'll move it over here. We ended up going to right here, $48,300. Okay, $48,300. And this is so crazy. This is going to put a tingle. It's going to put a tingle on your arms. Okay, so smash the like button if you feel the tingles. Okay, so where are the whales bids right now? Well, the whales bids right now, I told you yesterday that they had moved. The whales bids had moved to about $46,000 right here. They're ready to catch Bitcoin right here at $46,000. You see this yellow box? That is buy orders for the whales. Now, $46,000 plus 2,300 equals 48,300. Okay, right? 40,000 where the bids were before plus 2,300 equals 42,300. So both times we've had a leverage shakeout over the past few weeks here. It has been front run to the tune of exactly $2,300. $2,300. Well, it says $8,300 here, but it went from 40. You guys know what I'm saying? 46,000 was the target, and it stopped at 48,300. And the target before this was 40,000, and it stopped at 42,300. I can't make this stuff up, guys. I can't make this stuff up. Like, that's crazy. So when I see stuff like that, I think maybe the same thing happened, right? Maybe that was the bottom for now. The stock market is too bullish. We had a nice little leverage shakeout. The leverage is pretty high. The leverage didn't come down here, but at least some of the longs, like the people that were saying, we're going to the moon, got shaken out, right? So now the only people left are probably the people that are shorting, and maybe those people will get squeezed next. So that's just my thoughts. It's not financial advice. Do what you want with that information, but I personally think that we're going to go up from here. I personally think that it's going to be, it might be choppy, but I think up is the general direction here, so I'm just going to hold on to my stuff. And which altcoins am I going to hold on to? That's probably what you want to know from here, right? So let's talk about it. So I got just a safe portfolio laid out for you today. This isn't everything, guys, but this is kind of the ones that I'm focusing on here because a lot of these are at good discounts just after yesterday, even though that was kind of a weird move. So Bitcoin, 48,900. Obviously, if this is your safest play, if you want to be super safe. CRV came all the way down from 570 that I talked about in the video yesterday. Let me move my face. CRV came all the way down from 570 yesterday to here. So this is a great entry point here on a very, very strong coin. Ethereum, same thing. I mean, it came down a little bit. I mean, maybe even skip ETH. The ETH chart looks weaker than stuff like Matic, right? Matic is at a great buy zone. Solana back down to 186. It was at $200 yesterday. Chainlink back down to $22. It was all the way up at, where was it at? It was all the way up at $24 yesterday. So these are all at great discounts. Axie back to 104. It was all the way up at 110 yesterday. Phantom was all the way up at 237, still looking extremely strong at 227, so a good entry there. Elrond, 255, was all the way up at 277, so a nice little discount there. AVAX at 113 was all the way up at 120 yesterday, so that's a nice discount. Luna, was all the way up at $96. Now it's at $88. Altura was all the way up at, Altura didn't even dump that much. Look at that. Altura was up at 18, 19 cents yesterday. Well, it's down to 16 cents. So that's a nice little entry. And D-Race was all the way up at $4.62 and now it's at $4.15. So that's a nice little altcoin portfolio for you guys. I think a lot of these are at discounts. So you can take this for what you can take this information for what you will. I can't guarantee where the price is going to go, but in my opinion, I think this discount looks very similar to the last little shakeout we had. So I think we have a nice move to the upside here coming over the next few weeks. And so I'm pretty excited about it. I think it sucks to watch these moves, but in the meantime, if you want a community to hang out with, if you want people to party with and just have the most fun in this entire world right now, you need to go check out the post that I posted at the top of my Twitter and see what's up with this token drop, because this token drop is going to be absolutely fantastic and it's going to lead you into our community here, which is honestly one of the best communities on the internet. I'm really, really proud of it. So go check this out. I'm super, super pumped for you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.